and like, you're too noisy. And like, I said, you don't have to be around me.
Friendship may actually go beyond just relating on
A superficial
basis.
There's the adage that says, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are.
There are some of us who are not very good at regular visit, but because they are friends,
you have to.
in order to maintain that friendship.
The emotional state of the parents is usually directly proportional to the emotional state of
the children. Hello viewers, welcome again to our family show, The Living Room, right here on Ekwa Television International. I hope we've been having a good week and a good year so far, and that all the things we plan to do this year, we've dived right into them, and they are beginning to become a reality, because we've talked about planning our year and how to prepare. So we hope we are where we plan to be, and we're getting results to the glory of God. So today we want to talk about something else, not about the year, about career path. My name is Amaka Ocheke, and I'm here with Mrs. Ibi Namo. Ibi. Good evening.
Good to see you again.
Yes, in case you guys have forgotten, she's a counselor, psychologist, lecturer. What again do you even do? So she knows all these things about advising people and pointing people in the right direction. And of course, she's a child of God filled with the Holy Spirit. And no advisor is more than the Holy Spirit. Abi? No advisor passer. Anyway, so we're here talking about career path. So, Mrs. Namo, when we're talking career path, what are we talking about?
Career path is okay, as a Christian, I'll come from the point of saying what God has made you to become in life. What you would eventually take. It can be a source of income, and it can be a source of it's going to be a source of benefit to every person's around you. A career path is something that bonds inside of you. We really want to do this thing. If you are doing something else, you will see yourself always going back to that particular path. Yeah, that's the career.
Okay. So me, I also want to look at it as where you are in the marketplace, and how you are progressing in the marketplace. Not marketplace of market of of where they are selling tomato, but in the marketplace, in the business, wherever it is that God has, as you said, God has placed you, and how you are progressing in that place. And another way I think to also look at it is the platform that God has given you to do ministry and how you are going,
thriving on
it. Thriving on it. That's your career path. Okay, so what makes people decide the careers they follow? And we'll talk about the path, but what makes people decide on the career that they follow?
There are a lot of things that could contribute to choices of career. Some are wrong and some are right. Let me come from some of the wrong ones first. Sometimes people choose career because of what they see that is attached, or the prestige that is attached to that particular career. They want to say, these people respect them, people honor them. So I would like to do this career so that I can get this respect. Sometimes people choose career.
I like to be a judge in the court, big court, Supreme Court.
Everybody
will fear me.
Good. Sometimes people also choose career paths because of the money that is attached to it. To say, if you are in this so part,
you'll be rich.
You are going to be a rich man, and Some people choose career too, especially young adults, because of peer pressure. Their friends are all going this direction. So if they go to the next direction, it will look like you are the only one going that way. Oh. Everybody is this way. Come and join us. And some also choose career path to please their parents. Parents sit down and say, we have built an empire and we want our children to run it, even if the child is not interested in what they are doing. Because they've already built the empire, they just naturally want to push their child into that path, so
the child is either continuing their dreams or
or
sometimes living their own dream,
dream.
unactualized
dreams.
You want your child to...
Your child, you wanted to be a particular profession, you struggled and you couldn't get there. So in your mind, you just feel that your child is supposed to be. Another wrong thing that could be done is the thinking of parents that some particular career are more marketable. So they are like, okay, this particular career. In fact, I know a parent once asked me when I was teaching in secondary school that, how is your sciences in this school? I said, we're trying. I said, because no child of mine will do art.
Wow.
I'm like, sir, what do you mean? He said, there's nothing in the art world. I was like, excuse you, sir. So that's a parent for you.
That's interesting.
For him, anything that is not science is not
good enough.
worth it for a child. So you see the wrong notion that a parent have. Some other parents also choose career path for their children based on competition. Oh, my friends' children are all lawyers. Why would my own child now say, I want to do cyber security? So what's that? You should go and read law so that me too, I go be lawyer.
Everybody knows
So
that.
they want to compete with their friends and their maybe family members. Maybe her brother's children are all medical doctors, so she wants her own children to be medical doctors too, so that her brother, if her brother is talking, you say, me too, my children
parents
are
of doctors.
So those are some of the wrong reasons why people, there may be more, but those are just the few reasons
why people choose certain careers.
Now, to look at the good side.
What of the one of when they see somebody, you just admire somebody and you want to be like the person?
Yeah, admiration can make you want to go into a career, but it may not last, because at a point when you go deeper into it,
you may find out that
this is not really what I want to do. I just like those who are into it, and then you may turn back. So, but the good part or the good reasons why people choose career is, number one, based on interests. There are people that inbuilt in them, they just love to do a particular thing. There are some people from childhood, you just know that this child, if you help him, he's going to end up as a doctor, because he likes to work as a medical person. He enjoy anything medicine. You see him, he's there, his ears are up, and things like that.
That's me. I don't have any doctor in my family. Nobody that I knew personally was a doctor, but from childhood,
you just love
all the newspaper articles about medicine. I will read. I'll cut. I'll cut it out from the newspaper. I think the Concord used to have that. I'll cut it. I'll put it. I had a fire. I asked my mother to buy me a fire, and I was putting. So I knew about diabetes. I knew many things.
So is coming from the point of interest.
Yeah, I had the interest.
This child has grown. Some children grow with the interest of painting. You just see them want to paint. Anything you keep, they want to pour color on it. You know that child is going to either end up as an artist or an event planner. Some people have green fingers. They love flowers. In fact, there are some children who will cry when they see a flower that is not looking nice. They will want to go and fight the person who kept that flower in the front of the house. That is to tell you that this person is going to end up like a forest person or a person with green fingers, or somebody who just love to touch
Those
a
kind
life
of things.
plants. So interest is very important. Another thing that could help people to go into career is the ability to do it. Because you may have interest in a particular career, you may not have the stamina to carry it. Because there are some persons that the day they see blood, they are going to faint. You have to look for water to be pouring on them to help them to revive. In fact, one of my aunties told me that her friend's husband, she and her friends, they are so close, So when the friend was sick, she told her husband to go and call her. So they called her and she ran to the place. But when she saw her sick friend, she just fainted. You can imagine that person, no matter how interested he is in medicine, she cannot practice medicine, falling and collapsing on a patient. There are some persons that when they see ordinary wound like this, the whole of their hair. So sometimes the ability to do a particular thing is very important. You have to match ability with interest. And there are some persons that they have the ability, they have the capability to. Some persons, they can tell you they love medicine, all right? They can tell you they can even be medical doctors, they have the boldness, but the brain can't carry science. Every time they try to do science things, they're just not getting it. You may force them to do it. And those are the type that will stay in medical school for 15 years. They are just struggling just to make sure they pass, because maybe somebody has said, you told us you are interested in medicine, so you have to read this medicine. And so they will go there and okay, so there are persons, like I love beauty, but I know that I can't be a beautician. I can't do it. Because these beauticians, the time they spend on trying to, you will tell somebody it's okay, you say no. You will still be cleaning one thing to try to bring, you say no, it's not, there's something is not right. I cannot understand that thing that is not right about this thing. Like some persons, I love money, all right? But I know I cannot be an accountant. Because one time they made me a treasurer. I know I was just putting my money, because when I do the add up, I just look, the thing is not complete.
It's not
I just
balanced.
carry my money and put. I don't have the patience. One book I used to read, Tim LaHaye said his wife is the accountant of the house. So that there was one time they were traveling, and she was balancing their account, and she was saying she was looking for a particular amount where the money went. She doesn't understand. She has been trying to balance it. The man said, it's our money. Why are you balancing it? Let us be going. We are supposed to travel. She said no, that she has to balance this account because they need money to do something else. So if this account is not balancing, that's how this woman stayed awake. His own is to write books and speak in public places. How can you sit down with paper and biro, say you are balancing an account overnight? Doesn't make sense to him. So you see, there are people who have that patience to do it. So they have the ability, they have the capacity to do. So those are the things that help people to form career choices, career paths, and then they begin to progress in it if they are given the chance.
Okay. So when people choose, but you did mention one more thing. I think for Christians, God's guidance.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yes.
I think that's even the main something.
Yeah.
But God usually use all the
things that you have inside. Yes.
To
yeah.
put you where
Okay.
you're supposed to
Okay.
be.
Let's take an example of medicine. I'm going to medicine. You know that all of you that are in medicine, you are not on the same platform. Some people are gynecologists, some people are pediatricians, so there are some people that God has called into medicine, but a particular area of medicine. So that's why you need guidance. Like I was talking about people who love arts. There are some people who love arts. Their art's work is for painting. Some other person, their artwork is for carving. Some other person, their artwork is to beautify people. Some other person, their artwork is to plan an event. They decorate an event. It's art. In fact, some other person's art is in food. There's a way they will cook food. I saw a lady made moi moi. The way she arranged it, even if you don't like moi moi,
You like it that day.
you will just enjoy. You will just want to sit there and look at it. That for me is art. So I think that's why God needs to be involved in whatever career choices you are making.
Yeah. So if we make wrong career choices, how does that affect us?
Yeah, it will affect us. Most times it may affect us for life, because you see somebody who will tell you, I am just doing a job, because he or she knows that this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. And some have gone so far inside that retrieving is not there again. So they just
Can't retreat.
they just do it as a job, and they do it in fact, there are some persons that will do it as a job, retire from it before they will go into the real thing that God has called them to. So being in the wrong career, you will never find joy. You will never enjoy doing it.
You don't enjoy what you do. You are stressed.
You are stressed.
You
Any little thing, you are out,
complaining.
you are complaining, you are just getting angry. So if you meet someone at a place and the person is just getting angry, getting offended, you know that if you meet a beautician who is trying to beautify a place and you complain, the person will just smile. By the time if he or she finishes the work, you will not be able to talk again. But throughout the period you are complaining, he or she will not talk. That is managing stress. The person has been able, because the person loves what he or she is doing, your complaint will not hold water. But if the person is not interested in what he's doing, and then you are complaining again, you will just say, see, it's not by force, so you can carry your this thing and
So
go
the
and do
attitude
somebody
to
said
work
attitude to
will
work.
not be good.
They can't manage stress level for the work. They are always fagged out, always tired, not interested in fact, they will not be interested in building themselves. You see somebody is a lab scientist, did diploma in lab science. He finished diploma in lab science at 22 or 23, and today he's 60 something. He's still having a diploma in life science.
He didn't add anything to it.
Nothing, because it's a job. It's not a career. Just doing
So
it
there's
to
lack
earn money.
there's lack of satisfaction. There's
Exactly.
no joy.
No joy.
You are grumbling. You are complaining. Mondays will seem like the worst days for you because
Exactly.
you have to go to work. So it just increases your stress level, and it's not good for anybody at all.
Yeah.
And I also believe that in ministry you will not be effective.
Yeah.
The purpose for which God has sent you there,
Yeah.
you will not be able to achieve it because your mind is not there. You are not happy. You are complaining and grumbling. Okay, back to the career. So when we choose the career, we choose the right thing. What are we supposed to do with it? Since you have already told us that we're not doing career to make money, we're not doing career to be prestigious. So what are we doing there?
You want to do a career because you want to meet people's needs. In the process of meeting needs, you will get money. But if your purpose is just to get money, what you're looking at is not a career, you're looking at a job. I do it for you, you pay me money. But if it is a career, you will want to improve yourself. Have you met people who bake? If you see somebody who bakes and for 2-3 years he's baking the same type of cake, the person is doing a job, not a career. If it's a career, every new invention in cake, the person wants to know. Even when there was no internet, you see cake books.
Yeah.
You will see someone will spend money, plenty money. I wonder, why are you spending this amount of money to buy just a cake book? You say, I want to learn new things. That is somebody who is interested and has chosen a career path, the person will want to build himself or herself. The person will be interested in every new thing around the career path. The person would want to work hard to personally improve himself, to train other people. Because if you have a good career, you will want to sell out. You won't want to keep it to yourself. When you see somebody who is hoarding his career, he doesn't want people to learn. It's not into a career. I don't know what the person is doing. Because if you are in a career, you will want to sell it. You want people. It's more like, come and see what we do here. Art is good. Oh, medicine is beautiful. Come, you will love medicine. Oh, law is sweet. Come, where you are saying, oh, this is your big boy. Say, no, you don't understand.
Yeah.
The person can stay there and want to improve and take courses to improve, take related courses so that he's not just a straitjacket person. He's diversifying into area that can enhance his career path.
So you've already delved into the career path. So if one is where they're supposed to be, pursuing the career is supposed to pursue, you said, which I agree, you meet needs. Yeah. And I think you honor God.
Yeah.
You honor God, you make his, you bring his purpose. You allow God to bring his purpose to bear in your life. And you're effective in that sphere that he has placed you to make his kingdom come, his will be done in your sphere. That's your sphere of influence, right? That's just your career is your sphere of influence. So that's what happens when you are where you're supposed to be. So you begin to wield influence in that area, as you said, meeting needs, honoring God, and making people know him by how you are walking and what they are seeing. They begin to have an idea of kingdom things, and it's supposed to draw them to God. It's supposed to make them want to see God by what they have seen in you and how you are responding to the career or the call or whatever it is that you are doing. Okay, so that's career and choosing the right career. We'll still go back to this because I know there are so many young people coming up and parents who are watching, and to advise on how they can properly help their children to be able to make a right choice. And then maybe we'll also look at old people who are already somewhere where they don't like. What do they do? Anyway, before we go there, still on the career, because you started talking about the career path. So it's one thing to choose the career, it's one thing to walk in the path. And part of the path is improving yourself, doing better at what you do, making yourself continually sellable and useful, and meeting needs. So you said development. So how can people develop themselves to walk in that career path? How can you be better at what you do? I know you alluded to something, but maybe more details.
Yeah, you take courses in your area of career, and internet has made things easy. You go online, try to find out what is happening in the world in your career area, try to develop yourself. You learn more from others, you ask questions, you relate with people who are in the same career with you, wanting to know, what other things, there are related areas, that you can walk in that career path. And then you build yourself, you read books, you go online to check, you talk to people, you get informations, that can enhance your career path.
So just remain teachable,
Yes.
and with a spirit willing to learn. Okay. Because I see a number of people, they've decided that they've paid their dues. Let me put it like that. They've paid their dues. They've come far enough, and I'm done. I don't want to learn anything new. I'm good for the rest of my life. And I tell people that attitude is not correct.
You are always learning. When you don't learn, you will die. Once you stop learning, you will die in your career. Because you will not be sellable. Okay. Okay, when we were building our house, there was this elderly man, he's a plumber in our area. We've used him before when we were still in our old house. He has done a lot of things for us. So when we were building our new house, he came up and was still giving us
Old school
the old
taste.
thing. So the engineer that was working, he said, no, they don't do plumbing like this again. There are better ways of doing plumbing. So he went and brought a young man. And before you know it, the young man started doing something, doing something and doing something different, And I feel like that is what is supposed to be. The fact that you are now old does not mean you can't improve on your career. The fact that you have a phone, like I said, internet has made things easy.
Yes.
Now
Access
that
to
you have a
information is
phone,
easy.
you can go online, find out what is happening, what's trending about your career. Are you a seamstress? You sew clothes and you've been sewing buba the way they have been sewing buba since your great-grandparents, and you're still sewing the same type of buba. It doesn't work like that. What are other ways that you can sew buba that would attract people to you? What are the other ways that you can make dresses? People now they do fashion shows, to market themselves, so that, people want to improve, not just sit down in one place. You have your sewing machine, one machine and two machines. You're not improving. You're not training anybody. Sometimes when you meet people like that, one of the ladies who I go to do my hair, the lady will always say that one of the problem in their industry, the hair fashion industry, is that people want to do everything and they are not master of anything.
Okay.
That she has chosen
one.
a particular style of hair and she has developed herself and she knows it. So people come from Abuja, including myself. I went to Abuja one time and I stayed long there and my hair was due, and my sister now took me to a salon to go. When I went, the woman was doing everything. She was doing Pemi, she was doing Jerry, she was doing everything she was doing. So I told her to do when she did it, oh Jesus, I felt like she has not done anything. So I had to come back to Jos and went to this same lady to help me correct what she has done wrong. Because it's not about doing everything. It's about picking a particular path and building yourself in it. Getting all that you need in that area to make yourself a master of what you are doing. I think that's very helpful.
Yeah. Because see, as you said, if you don't improve yourself, you die, you become extinct.
Yes.
And you are useless because you are no more meeting needs. And then once you are not meeting those needs, you are irrelevant.
People will not
And so you can't make any impact.
Yeah.
You lose that platform for doing the things that God has called you to do, because it's a call. It's a call, and there's something you're supposed to be doing. There's not just to sit down there and just be occupying space. There's something you're supposed to be doing. And once you are not useful there, you go extinct.
People feel like if they are doing everything, then they will make more money. Okay, what you are doing is not a career, it's a job. Because all you are asked to do is to make money.
You are not looking to meet needs.
And unfortunately, you may not even make good money. Because it will look like you are making money, but it will not. You are not making money. But when you are a professional in a particular area and you are into it, you will move faster and you will do better. So when money wants to come, real money will look for you when you are doing the right thing.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Viewers, we will take a break. And when we come back, we'll continue this discussion about career path and what God is expects us to do. So it's not just to be going to work on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You come back, you say, thank God it's weekend. And that one is job you are doing. We're talking about career and fulfilling purpose in the space that God has placed you in. So we'll see you right after the break. Please don't touch that dial. Stay there. We're coming.
The mandate of reaching out to the world with the message of salvation and truth is a zeal that has consumed us. Equa Television International is live 247, reaching out to the unreached with undiluted message of hope through its programming.
You can be part of what God is using us to do by praying for Equa TV and supporting Equa TV. Keep watching Equa Television International.
We are a Christian station with the driving force and mandate to reach out to the world with the gospel of salvation and truth through programming and soul-lifting events.
You can join on this mandate. Let's spread the gospel of truth and salvation to the world. Pray for Equa Television. Support Equa Television. Keep watching Equa Television.
Sharing with the world the message of truth to help people come to the saving knowledge of our Lord and King, Jesus Christ, as well as find solace in Him.
From sermon, theology, undiluted biblical principles to Christian music and drama that aims to give hope, peace, strength, happiness, as well as strengthen the faith of those who diligently seek Jesus Christ.
Okay, viewers, thank you for staying there, not touching the dial, and joining us again right after the break. My name is Amaka Ocheke. I've been here with Mrs. Ibe Namo, and we've been talking about career path. And we've raised a number of issues about our career path, not just doing a job, as Mrs. Namo says. It's not just about doing a job, but following where God wants you to be, and then not just finding it, but also growing in it. Because you may find the right career, but you are not growing in it. You are not walking on the path, and then you become extinct and useless. And you are no more meeting needs, because she also shared with us that that's one of the importance of career, to be able to meet needs and bring God's purpose to bear in that space. So once you become extinct, you become a dinosaur in your place of work or your place of endeavor. You become useless. That career is not progressing, and you're not making impact. You're not meeting needs, and you'll be useless there. It's a waste. So we're encouraging us to grow, and you've told us, what did you say? You said we need to read books. We need to go online. The internet is available to get information. Go for courses. Don't say you're too old to write exams. Write the exams. It's even useful for your brain, because once your brain is redundant, you even increase the chances of having dementia later in life. So just keep that brain working, because we know that we generally don't even use up to 50% of what our brains can do. So keep on using it, learning, relearn. They said the people of today are people who can unlearn, relearn, and keep learning. And I don't know the way they say it, but you know what it is. So let's keep learning, improving ourselves in our careers, to be all that we are supposed to be the best. Mrs. Namo said people will look for you. People will continue to look for you if you are good at what you do. Okay, now I want us to backtrack a bit again. So for parents who are there watching, how do we help our children to choose the right career?
I think when you watch your child, you will know that some children are talented, sometimes, and you can see that they can go they can turn this way or that way. They are multi-talented. They can do a lot of things. And some children are just one-way traffic. They are on a particular road, and when you try to bend them, you'll be entering into trouble.
Like dry fish, they'll break.
Yes. So you need to watch your children and look for what they are interested in. And that thing that is their interest, you build it. Help them to build it. Help them to do. You can start with little toys, that educational toys that is related to what you have noticed as an interest in your child. If you know that your child loves color, get him or her colors and let him start building. Let him start painting. Paint the bad, paint the good, encourage him to keep painting. Who knows, you may end up as an artist. If your child is the one that loves to read magazines, a lot to read, maybe he's going to end up as a newscaster tomorrow or a journalist. So you need to watch your child and watch their interests and talk with them. Talk with them. Let them know that if they are not careful, their friends can influence them. They should not let their friends make them change their mind from what they really want to do. That what they want to do or what is in them is what God has placed in them for them to do. What their friends are doing is what their friends are supposed to be doing, not them. So let them not be afraid to stand alone. You need to teach your children to be able to learn to stand alone in whatever area they know they are interested in, and to go all out for it. And don't force anything on your child. Don't as a parent. You wanted to be a lawyer, you could not get to be a lawyer. Don't begin to say one of your children must be a lawyer. My lecturer told us a story of a young man who he loves poetry. He loves poetry a lot. He write from when he was a child. He would write poetic things. They would read, they would laugh. And he was very intelligent with writings and reading. So since they looked for science and they couldn't find him in science, they knew he was so. For the parents, the only good area in art is law. So they pushed him because he's intelligent. He passed, went to read law, and came out with a very good grade. Go to law school now, he refused. He will lock himself up in the room. He will come out, eat, go back in the room. He wasn't taking his bath. He was leaving his head unkempt. He was almost going into depression. So the parents started looking for help for him, and when they bring people, he will just look at them and you will know that they are coming to talk to him. He will not say anything. You will talk. When you finish, say, are you done? You just stand up and go back into the room. Until when he met a counselor. The counselor was able to bring out the real thing in him. For the first time, he asked the counselor, do you want to hear me, or you want to tell me what they ask you to tell me? The counselor said, no, I want to hear you. I want you to talk to me. And then he opened up. Then while he was in that seclusion, he had written pages and pages and pages of points. So the counselor now had to sit the parents down and start talking with them. So from the story we heard, the boy later even got admission outside the country and was doing well. So what we're saying is that don't belittle anything that your child is interested in. Don't, apart from just living your dream through your children, don't also force your dream into your children. The fact that you have grown to become a big barrister, you have a big chambers, doesn't mean that the person that will take over from you is your son. It doesn't mean that.
Please tell them.
Don't wake up and think that, okay, I'm a big lawyer, I have a big chambers, I've built these chambers, you know, you have workers under you, and then suddenly you are beginning to, if your son comes out and wants to be a lawyer, fine, there's no problem. But if your son tells you, I don't want to be a lawyer, I want to do something else, don't say, no, you have, who will take over my chambers? Were you building him for it? Were you building it for him to come and take over?
That's why I think when parents are building businesses, it's good though.
Yeah.
But don't build your business with the mind that your child
will take over. No,
it doesn't work that way anymore.
It doesn't.
Build a business because you're enjoying.
Yes.
You do the business,
enjoy your
what
business.
You are doing.
Enjoy
it.
But
don't expect that your children will be part of it. Don't even go there.
And you know the bad side. Some of these people have people who have worked with them for years, who have contributed to the business for years.
But they are not
they don't want to hand over the business to them.
They are not family.
They want to hand over to their children.
But don't force your kids.
And your children may not be interested.
Don't force your kids. I've met a number of bitter young people. Who are bitter because of their parents, who try to force them to study something that they didn't want to, or do something that they didn't want to.
Yeah.
Like I know somebody, she's a nurse today, but her initial dream was to be an architect. That was her dream. But she said her father told her that if you put architecture, I won't pay your fees. That he wanted her to be a pharmacist because the father was a pharmacist.
So that you can take over the pharmaceutical.
And she went to start pharmacy. I know pharmacy is, if your mind is hard, pharmacy is tough. So you really need to be fully persuaded and desirous of it for it to work. So it didn't work for her. Yeah. So she had to drop out of pharmacy, and finally she got into nursing. But she spent so many years achieving this thing.
If God is behind you and God has put that ability in you, you will see yourself succeeding in that career path without struggle.
Yeah.
Any career path you see a child struggling, it's not supposed to be there.
So parents need to just let go and stop forcing children. I know I've heard parents say that the children, they are not wise.
They are not wise.
They don't have sense. They don't know what is good for them. But you are not God.
Exactly.
You are not God, as well intentioned as a parent may be, because I know as parents, we all love our children, want the best for them, supposedly. But as well intentioned as you may be, you are not God in their lives. You are not their maker, you are not their creator, and they are not working for you. Ideally, they should be working to please and honor God. And that platform God has given for them to do his work, to make him known. So let God speak. Let God show.
Support them.
Yeah, support them. Support them in whatever it is, God. The only thing we should be asking is that once you have identified that this is where you are supposed to be, do your best there. It's not when you finish telling me that you want to be a pharmacist then you are lazy in school, you are not reading, then I will have problems with you. But if you say that this is what God has called you to do, and as parents too, pray along with your children and respect the Spirit of God in them. In other words, if your children are believers, why do you second guess
the things
that
God
is telling them? You think it's only through you that God will speak. So respect that they are children of God and God is leading them. And respect it. Pray along and let God also show you how you can support these children. Instead of forcing them to do what they don't want to do because you want to. I don't know which wisdom we parents are coming up with. It's not nice. So let's allow our children as we pray for them. So let's start praying for them early now. And then when the time is right, trust that they will make right choices and right decisions. Yes, with your guidance, but your guidance is not that you're telling them what to do. Yeah. Your guidance
people think that guidance is telling them, no, outside there. How do you tell your child that outside there, if you do anything art, you are going to be useless? That is forcing the child. That means
you don't even trust the hand of God upon your child.
That is forcing your child. You know that there are people who have done this art and they have become billionaires. There was a time I was watching a program on TV of a lady who read medicine. She graduated from medical school. She did well. She finished service. And she said she worked in the hospital, is it for a year and she left. Because all her life, She loves to work with her hands. But they were on her neck, especially these children that are geniuses.
They can do anything
well. This girl, this is what she loves. But everybody around her said, with your kind of brain, you should read medicine. So she read medicine. When she finished, she worked. Then while she was working, nobody knew. Say you went to send her to read medicine. She was saving her money to start this women hat shop. As at the time she was speaking, she said she has one of the biggest hat shop in Lagos, and she's building another one in Ghana. She has left medicine. So what have you done? You have wasted all your money training your child to be a medical doctor who will never practice medicine.
Let's say that maybe she gained contacts
through
and
that.
some knowledge while in medical school.
So I think we should just let the children be.
Yeah.
Watch their interest, guide them in their interest, invest in their interest, help them to build it, help them to grow in it. If you run into things that could help them in that area, bring it up and say, have you heard of so person who is good in this area you are interested in? Can you read about her or read about him? And
you encourage
them in that part, and the child will be loving you and loving what they are doing.
Yeah. So let's not. I know people like that. I think the best graduating student in my class in secondary school, she won. The only prizes any other person won in that school were subjects that she didn't offer. Yeah. But if she offered a subject, she was the best in that subject. She went on to study medicine. She had 300 and something in JAMB. Very smart girl. Very, 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 very smart. Everybody tried to do better than her, but nobody could. She went on to study medicine. She finished, but today she's not a doctor. She's not practicing as a doctor. And if you didn't know her, you wouldn't know that she studied medicine. She's a high flyer in the oil and gas industry.
Look at that.
She's not practicing medicine at all. She's a big woman in oil and gas, and she doesn't even put doctor in her name. So it's only those who know her personally, who have known her from her past, that know that she's a doctor. But she doesn't. She's not practicing. She's not doing anything with medicine. And
if her parents were careful enough, they would have known that there's something about this girl that is not related to medicine.
But sometimes it's not even known. Yes, I know parents.
It's the voices of people.
Parents also
convinces parents.
But sometimes also teachers.
Yeah, exactly.
Teachers,
I
because
wanted to come to that point.
When I was in secondary school too, I had a classmate who wanted to be an engineer, and she was good in math. Because I met her in recent years, and I asked, so why did you want? She said that was her dream. She had an uncle who was an engineer. She looked forward to the branch of engineering she was going to do. It was clear in her head what she wanted. Well, our teacher who was in charge of guidance and counseling or whatever said, no, you can't. Have you ever seen a girl that is an engineer? Then there weren't many female engineers. Women were not really into engineering, and insisted she does pharmacy. So she's a pharmacist today. As you said, intelligent children can get on anywhere.
That
wasn't her initial.
They may not be happy.
That wasn't her
where
initial.
they are.
I have another friend too who used to be very good in math. She said her dream was to be a math teacher. And they were like, how can an intelligent girl like you be a math teacher? So they encouraged her. She went to do medicine. But to tell you how bright she was, the university she went to, we could do either physics or maths in JAMB for medicine. She had 100 in math. She's the only person I know who has had 100 in any subject in JAMB, but she had 100 in math. She told us that two questions in that exam the answers were not there, and she didn't tick those ones. Two questions, the answers were not there. She had 100. So I'm sure she would have. Well, she's okay. She's doing okay in medicine, but I guess she would have done much better in mathematics, because that was her passion. That was, even till now, if you are doing math with a child, she usually would pop in and start teaching the math. So she's still kind of passionate about it. Okay, before we wrap up now, we have adults who have chosen, like, they realize that this path that I have followed is not where I should have been. What can they do?
Well, some of them have been able to switch. especially
Like this, my classmate.
when their age is still on
Young,
their side. You know, they can switch.
Like this, my classmate, she wrote ICANN.
You see.
She's a chartered accountant. Yeah.
So, if it is possible to switch, I would advise that you do. But if age is no longer on your side, sometimes you just have to ask God to help you to scale through. And sometimes some of the career paths they wanted are things they can even do at old age. Like some persons, although some people are gifted with dual talents.
But I guess
Some
maybe
people-
those ones that you may need to have a very specific education.
Yeah, to get
You
it.
may,
It may
be challenged
difficult.
to going
Yes.
back to school
Yeah,
and
it
starting
is.
undergraduate and all
Yes,
that.
it may be
Especially when you
difficult.
have bills to pay.
That's why I'm saying if age is still on your side and you have the wherewithal, it is possible to switch and go back to, like I talked about that lady, you know, after medical school, she worked for a year, gathered what she wanted to gather, and went back and do more training in building of her art, and she started building. And she was doing well. In fact, I remember that the interviewer was asking her, so now, if somebody is sick, and I say she can't remember when last she attended to a patient, so she doesn't want to kill somebody. If you give her, if you want any type of art you want to do, she'll do it for you. But medicine, yes, that was her certification, but that's not what she's doing. You know, so let's let children be. Let's those who can switch, they may want to try to switch. But those who can't switch because age is no longer on their side or there's no money, so all I will say is pray that God will help you.
Yeah, I think if you are conscious and you realize that where you are is not really
Yeah, you
where you
can
should
walk
have
out
been.
of it on time.
Or even if it seems late, pray. God can show you
What to do.
He can arrange. You know, you could be, for example, you could have been in studying a particular thing, but somehow in the department they keep shifting you and you land in the accounting section, which is maybe what you initially had wanted to do. You are now in charge of money somewhat, and you learn some of, you know, and that's where you remain. So if as God leads you, you could redo some things that will now move you
To where you are
to
supposed
to
to
where you're supposed to be, so that it can be effective. You can help people, as you said, can make impact, and that will be your platform to speak for the kingdom and point people to Jesus at the end of the day.
Yeah, I wanted to talk briefly about teachers.
Okay.
I have had issues with a lot of teachers trying to force children into a particular career, especially the intelligent ones, these geniuses that can fit in anywhere. I know a girl who was very good in the secondary school where I taught. She was very, very good. If you put her in sciences, she would do. So when they were clerking her for the classes, they told her that she should go to science class. She said no, she wanted social science. She knew what she wanted. She had always dreamed to be an economist. That's what she wanted. The teachers refused and they forced her into the science class. So when she got into the science class, SS1, what she did was all the science subjects, she deliberately failed them.
Yeah.
Deliberately, she failed all.
Everybody
So
will
they
sit up.
now called her, they insulted her to say it over, and they say, okay, oh, just go to your social science. So when she got there, she picked up. It was when she was in the social science class that I met her. She announced, you're very good. I know that here they like people to go for science. He now told me what happened. So I'm begging you, teachers, let's talk with the children. Let's, as a teacher, sit with the children. That's why I advise that schools should have counselors, not career masters. There's difference between counselors and career masters. Career masters will just help you to give you lineup of career and the subject areas that can suit the career. They may not be like counselors who will want to check for who you are. Can you do this?
What
Will
you
do
like, what you want,
like,
what
what
your
is
dreams
your
are.
dreams are, so that you are properly placed. You know, so if you can have a counselor, a psychologist who understand these things, you will help these children. Please, teachers, I beg you, that a child is brilliant doesn't mean the child is supposed to be in a particular. So check for that child and help the child.
Yeah. Intelligent children must not do medicine.
Medicine,
Medicine and law. What? Say
And law.
medicine and
Law. Yeah.
Allow them to. God gave them a desire in their heart,
Yeah.
and if you speak with them and they are properly guided, they will
Who
bring it
even
out.
told you that those who did art, those who do beauty are not intelligent?
I don't know. There's just a mindset. It's just a
mindset, actually.
Okay, let's go before they sweep us out of here. Some people are already in the wings telling us to get out of here, so we'll go out. But viewers, thank you so much for sticking with us till the very end. Mrs. Namo, thank you so much for all the insight you have put into all this discussion. Please, let's make right choices. Let's help our children to make right choices about career. And when you're already in a career, please follow the path. Improve yourself. Don't become extinct. Don't become useless. Don't come to a point where you have nothing to offer. They say this one is finished. No. Be fresh. The way our God, his mercies are new every morning. May also your knowledge be new every morning. Keep reading. Keep studying. Don't say you have read enough. You can never say you have read enough. And especially for you as a believer, you have the Holy Spirit in you who leads you to all truth, teaches you all things. Please be teachable. Be teachable so that you can, follow that path and be all that God wants you to be and make impact in your world and in that platform that God has given you. So, Mrs. Namo, again, thank you. Viewers, thank you. And let's do this career thing well. Let's use that platform to honor God well. So, till we come your way again, same time, same place, the Living Room, Equa Television. God bless you. Bye.
Bye.